at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the
Bhagavatam, man. I'm in the mood for Bhagavatam. Let's hear some heavy truth, young lady. I want to. You stay here and you listen. I'm going to tell you some truth here that's going to change your life. How's that? Okay, here we go. This is the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. Man, we'll go right to the first, right to the cut right to the chase. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, this is text 7 in Canto 1, Chapter 1. Being the eldest learned Vedantist. See, Vedantist, eldest learned Vedantist. Vedanta means knowledge. This is knowledge that the world lacks generally. You got to get this knowledge. This is special knowledge. You don't learn this knowledge in school. You don't learn this knowledge just looking at anything in the world. You don't learn this knowledge in college. Okay? You don't know. It's a special knowledge that comes through a disciplic line. It's about our true nature, man, who we really are. Okay? It's knowledge about what is this world really about? What is it for? See, what is life really universally about? Not only for me, but for you and for everybody else. See, so that's Vedanta. See, but this Vedanta, and this is what people that are in religion need to know. Even if you're in religion, you need to go beyond religion, because that Vedanta, those scriptures, those books, holy books, are usually in the hands of those who are not true Vedantists. And this book, this Srimad Bhagavatam, is an illustrious book that explains that the true Vedantist is a Bhakti Vedantist. See, Bhakti Vedanta. You need to find the Bhakti Vedanta, the person whose Vedanta, whose knowledge is pristine because they ascertain the truth of these scriptures because of pure love of God. They are the true priests, whether they are Christians or Muslims or Vaishnavas. If they love God, you're in the best place to hear, because that Supreme Being likes to hear from his devotees. And that Supreme Lord is closer than you can imagine, man. He is in your heart, just waiting to hear from his real devotees who have some level of real knowledge. See? And they know how important it is to have God awakened and thriving inside them. There is a person inside all of us universally. It's not just, we're not alone, man. We're not alone. And it's more than having friendship, having relationship, having a spouse or a husband and thinking that, oh, we're not alone because they're with us. No, right there inside. Like Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within and at hand. Right there inside us is that supreme Lord. People call it by different names. Some places say the source. That source is in you, in me, in everything. It's the source of all happiness. We just need to awaken that relationship with source. Or a higher self, some people call it. Some call it Krishna, Ram, Shiva, Christ, Allah. No matter what particular path that one has found that source, that is the truth, man. Because that's inside all of us. And that source may change its form a little bit to manifest a particular, or to have a particular manifestation. But it's the same source, man. Anybody who contacts that source and relates to that source is finally truly happy and has that intimate friend forever. That counselor is a counselor. Inside there, that source. That's Krishna. For us, we're in the Vaishnava line, so it's Krishna. That source is Krishna, Lord Chaitanya. And we have this relationship that's inside, man, eternal, and always access to happiness, true love. Did you know true love inside you? It's just waiting to be awakened and contacted and communing with you, your soul. Okay? That's that. We all have this access. All you need to do is meet a person who has activated that, and they become the activator for you. It's that simple. It's wonderful. It's where life is. It's where energy is. Where inspiration is. That's the muse. See, muse gives you inspiration. Okay? That we're all looking for. See, universal to everybody. See, you are the learned Vedantist. So a learned Vedantist, now if you're in Vaishnavism, that learned Vedantist is a person that has pure bhakti. Truly. Not just the name. Oh yeah, I got my group just gave me the name Bhakti Vedanta because I took sannyas. They threw a bunch of bananas in a fire and did a fire sacrifice. External. Yeah, but internally, do you have pure bhakti, man? Do you love God? Do you have an ecstatic relationship with the Lord? Can we all see it? Or do you just prance around on the stage with a nice stick, man? Prancing around. Oh, look at me, man. I got a big stick and a big name. Bhakti Vedanta. Yeah, but you got any bhakti to back that Vedanta up? Probably not. Because people don't know. They don't know the Bhagavatam until you meet a real Bhakti Vedanta who has their Vedanta from real pure Bhakti, intimate worship of God that you can see and check with your own eyes, and you can even read about it in a book, a double check, and then you see in the relationships that they have with their disciples that many of them get real Bhakti too. And then you are completely convinced if you have a little bit of intelligence. Hey, dude, what's happening? It's our Bigelow crew. See, being the eldest and learned Vedantist. So an eldest learned Vedantist is a wise person. Like Lord Chaitanya was called the best of the Brahmins. Prabhupada was the best of the Brahmins. You know why? Because the best of the Brahmins has real bhakti, man, and real clear understanding of the absolute truth. One who's not the best of the Brahmins, just a Brahmin. You know, they just follow rules real nicely. They fast really good. Oh, they're a little bit humble. Yeah. But what is that? Lord Chaitanya said, that's not even being purified. And you can't purify anybody else if that's all you are as a Brahmin or a sannyasi in the Varnashram. If you're a Bhakti Vedanta with no Bhakti, you can't purify yourself or anybody else. You can make a nice show and people can come, oh, Gurudev, oh, you great sannyasi, oh, please give me mercy. And they can't give you anything and you can't give them anything because he's blind and you're blind. It's the blind leading the blind. I'm sorry, there's no sound there, so I can't listen. I'm talking here, preaching. Okay? They can't do it. So you want to come out of that, you got to hear the truth, man. You got to find a real Bhakti Vedantist. Okay? You come here for 30 days and see if there's a real Bhakti Vedantist here, and you'll be qualified to see, is there a real Bhakti Vedantist out there? Or are you just being fooled by superficialities and by external standards and degrees on the wall? Are you like that, man? That's mundane. You want to go beyond that? You want to go deep? You come here. We'll teach you what it is to go deep. Check it out for 30 days and see if we're not deeply into the truth, man, that our truth isn't ascertained by bhakti. Find out if you really want the truth. Okay? You can come as any. You can be anybody. You can be a big sannyasi or a nobody. You can be one of those following those big sannyasis. You come here and you'll be teaching those big sannyasis that you worship that don't have any real bhakti yet. You'll be their teacher, man. You'll be their deliverer. How's that? They all told you, just like they told Janaki, That you missed Prabhupada, yeah, but she's here now, and they're gonna, if they want to get the real truth, the deeper truth, they have to come here. That was all just a show externally. Oh, we got external initiation and you didn't. Oh, you missed the boat. And they still going around to this day with a big false ego of pride, nosing their way through life. See, nosing, you see the nose is up. You see, I asked one of these nosers, hey, how you doing today? He said, who are you? Do I know you? Prabhupada. He's a Prabhupada. Do you want to be like that? Come on. You think that's Krishna consciousness? Nosing your way through life? Well, we'll get that nose down and level-headed. Come down and see what's really going on. Level-headed. Not your head up in the clouds. Balaram. Come on, devotees. At least, this is Balaram. At least during the Corona shutdown, associate three times more here. Yeah, it's your opportunity, man. Hey, how's it going? Glad you're still around. I can't hear you because I have to shut. Otherwise, I can't preach. Sorry. We talk later. I'll give you a follow here. I'll follow you, man. Okay, yeah, we'll talk later about these things. Yeah, but you can listen. It's really good stuff here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So learn Vedanta. So Sutta Goswami, you are acquainted with knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead. And you see, so acquainted with that knowledge, that specialized knowledge. Most people aren't acquainted with this knowledge. See? And not acquainted with it to the level of worshiping the Lord in ecstatic love. Or when you read these verses, you get revelation from them because you have such intimacy with the Lord. See? So people are usually more, in Vaishnavism, in the Vaidhi Bhakti level, more distantly acquainted with this knowledge. But you want to go deeper by association. This is the truth of Krishna consciousness. This is a principle. You want to go deeper in Krishna consciousness, all by association. Prabhupada said in the purport of Caitanya-caritāmṛta, we advance by association. A neophyte must associate with a Madhyamadikari at least to advance. And a Madhyamadikari, see, that's the middle level of spiritual life, a person who's midway in self-realization. Neophyte is a beginner. Okay, so midway devotee needs to associate with the Uttamadikari to make progress to the next platform. See, it's by association that we advance. See, you got to come out of, on the neophyte level, just associating with neophytes. Even that goes for neophyte sannyasi, neophyte gurus. Neophyte gurus is somebody whose bhakti, whose Vedanta doesn't come from pure love of God. I think most can admit that, honestly. Most will admit, yeah, actually, that's a really high thing. My teachers and gurus told me that you have to take many lifetimes to get it. Well, hey, there's some good news for you persons thinking like that, whether you're a sannyasi or follower of sannyasis and gurus like that. No, you can get that in this life. It has now been ordered, authorized, and ordained by the Lord and by the disciplic succession, by Prabhupada, to give pure bhakti come to you, not cybercom, and you just read about it. No, you get it awakened in your heart, because the disciplic line's desire is for it to be now, not many lifetimes. Now. You like that word here? Be here now. See? This is even better than the Eckhart Tolle. Yeah, be here now with what? With the world? No, here. Be here now with God in your body, man. Feeling that relationship. Forever. I'm going to follow you. I like your eyes, man. Got good eyes. There we go. Sorry, the sound is down because I'm preaching now. See? So we want to be intimately acquainted with that knowledge, and that comes by association. Hey, you want to be intimately acquainted with Vedanta? Well, become intimately acquainted with a Vedantist that gets their Vedanta from real Bhakti, from that you can see, man. You can see, hey, that guy's really worshiping God in what they say, transcendental madness. We're a gal or guy, whatever. Here, we have gals now. They're worshiping the Lord in transcendental madness. It's wonderful, uncommon. Lucky to see it. People don't know how lucky they are. People in the Vedic Bhakti, people in ISKCON, Gaudiya Smriti, you don't know how lucky you are to see these persons in our Sangha, man. They have this ecstatic, these witnesses here, they have this ecstatic devotion. You don't even know how lucky you are, so therefore we tell you how lucky you are. You too, young lady with the little whiskers. I'm going to follow you. You have a nice smile. I'm following you. So we're preaching up a storm today. I can't hear you because we have the sound down because I'm preaching, man. I'm on my pulpit here. Yeah. See, we're here for the Bigelow crowd too. I'm also preaching on Facebook Live, and we're just for people. You know all the nonsense on this Bigelow, man. We're here to give some substance, man. Something people can sink their teeth in and be inspired by during this coronavirus trip. Man, we want people inspired here, not in fear and panic and lizard brain stuff. No, we want faith and we want justice, and we want communication with the Supreme God, and you can be of any religion and come here and be inspired. Why not? See? And you are all, and you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of metaphysical knowledge. See, metaphysical knowledge. This is what we need. In this world is all usually superficial knowledge. Or at best in the New Age, they teach knowledge of the metaphysical laws. But we need meta knowledge, metaphysical, beyond physical, but beyond celestial knowledge too. You know, that New Age thing? We need devotional knowledge that's ascertained by loving God. I think we all can agree with that, or most of us, maybe. See, we need metaphysical knowledge beyond physical, beyond celestial. Because if you analyze people in celestial understanding of, the metaphysical laws, these subtle laws of the mind, it's all still in the mind. You got to go beyond the mind, man, beyond the material emotions. And even the Eckhart Tolles and all that, see, they got some metaphysical knowledge beyond physical, but it's only in the realm of liberation. We need to go beyond that to get to the ultimate source of truth is God, man. I don't care if you got it through Jesus or Krishna, but that's the zone we gotta get the knowledge in that zone, and not in this liberation oneness. It's all one thing. That's not deep enough to be really truly happy. I mean, we're shooting for the rhinoceros. We're not doing the lesser paths. We're not doing the paths of just trying to get knowledge of morality within the ideas of morals. This is beyond, deeper than that. You get this knowledge, you naturally become a moral person, become a clear person, a good thinker. Everything comes from, that's our source, man. The Supreme Lord, God. God means that one who is the great mystery. Well, that mystery becomes revealed when we become devotees, devoted to that Supreme Lord. When we get the potency given by these Vedantists who have this deep knowledge and get it from them, and then we can begin to also understand. That's the quick path. That's the way we need to go. So, and because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. And that's the secret. You come and listen here to the point is, oh, I think I'll become submissive to this truth, man. This is the deepest truth, because it's our nature to become submissive. See, the false ego doesn't understand this. False identification. You become submissive to the Maya. You follow the Maya. It's all about being. It's who who and what you're submissive to. Are you submissive to the Maya and just following her around like a little dog? Or are you submissive to God and the voice of God that comes through his real devotees? Because they hear that voice. And are you submissive to that truth that is spoken by them? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not a personality cult. If the person they're submissive and hear that voice, and you listen to what they say, it's like Jesus said, only the Father knows the Son, and the Son knows the Father, and the Son can reveal the true nature of God, the Father, to whom he chooses. So, but if you're not submissive to that teaching or that teacher, and don't come to learn, then you won't know, because it comes through submission. And if that's otherwise, you'll be submissive to false acharyas, false prophets, false gods that they bring in, because they don't. If you don't ascertain the truth of the truth, the absolute truth, don't ascertain the Father or God, by pure love for God, then you don't understand the Lord very well. And then whatever you teach is going to be filled with speculations, watered down, won't do much. Okay. So this Bhagavatam is teaching the path. It says, basically go to a person that is a real Vedantist through real devotion and bhakti and intimacy with God. They understand the true knowledge and can disperse it to awaken people in this world. See, this is the essence of the Bible. It's teaching the same thing. I'm a born again Christian. I was born again in 1973. I was lifted into by Jesus' mercy. He saved me. And then I went on, and luckily I got the books of Srila Prabhupada, and it's just got me to understand Jesus better, understand what he was teaching better, understanding the waves of the Holy Spirit better. So it's a good thing. It's an amazing thing. It's a progressive thing. And I see many of my Christian friends, they're still, to me, it's like in grade school when they could have, graduate courses. So it's up to them, when they want to progress. I was open to it. So please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate goal for all the people in general. See, only they know. They know the deep secrets. Nobody else knows. If we don't worship the Lord in this intimacy and ecstasy, we won't know about the truth very clearly. We will have some understanding, but not much. So this is intelligence. An intelligent person say, hey man, you're a learned Vedantist, man. Not just learned as a scholar, but you've realized God. Therefore, I want to hear from you. Here, just you speak something about what you've ascertained, what you've understood from your years of experience of this world and your study, and you're under the tutelage of a real bona fide guru, and because you've received the favors of being a submissive disciple and not the rebuke. Like even I have disciples here. Sometimes they get a little haughty, and start to think, that they know more or equal amount as their guru and all that. And then the rebuke comes out, otherwise they just go into the false ego and get covered by that. Okay. So, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, most men always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So Balaram says, if you're not progressing sufficiently towards pure love of God, you are not using association to your best benefit. Yeah, I mean, if it just, I see over the years many Vaishnavas on this path of Vaishnavism. They're in the Vaidhi level, and they're more or less in the same position. Hi there. Hey, we'll follow you too. Okay, so keep coming. I hope you understand English. They're more or less in the same place. They haven't evolved much. But, persons here in this group, you could see there's progression, man. They're going deeper and deeper and deeper, becoming more ecstatic and more knowledgeable, because that's what it's about. If you don't attain the ecstatic stage of worship, your progress is minuscule. Okay? And so that ecstatic stage is to get the devotional potency awakened in you. Otherwise, you just like the Lord even said, hey man, unless Krishna arises in the heart, there's no benefit to doing austerities, no benefit to doing renunciation, no benefit for going to the holy places. I mean, that's the way the Lord thought. That's in Chaitanya Mangal, man. There's no benefit. Much, not much. Yeah. So, in other words, he's saying, hey man, it's a dire necessity, man, to get this devotional potency awakened in you by his authorized representatives who carry this devotional service. That too. Devotional potency awakened in their hearts in a mature condition. To awaken your latent, dormant bhakti, man. And then you do austerities. Then you do, and you know what the austerity is? Oh, I think I'm going to chant the holy name because I just can't wait to do it. Not, I'm going to chant the holy name because I'm going to finish my rounds and because it's my duty to do it, because the scriptures say it and my guru says to do it. No, I'm going to chant the holy name because I just feel inspired to do it. I want to hear. I want to go Hari Katha because I'm inspired to hear from the devotees, not because I'm supposed to do it. Because the temple president, the temple commander came around and said, get to the morning program. See? No, you get the potency in your heart. You want to worship God like us. Are we not demonstrating it enough? Anybody out there? Do you see us worshiping the Lord out there? You see, not only me now, my students are jumping up to the plate, man, many times a day, just wanting to glorify God, man. There's such a taste in that, such a happiness in that. That's otherworldly. Who is doing that? Only those that are getting the spiritual potency awakened in their heart. They want to do it. They want to share God and truth with others. They want to express that, being a devotee and what devotees do and how devotees act in this world. They want to do this. See? How would you like to do devotional service like that? What a concept that most don't seem to have, because most are still blind. Listening to blind leaders, and the blind leaders, they can't see either, and their blind followers can't see it. What? We're not showing what is real Krishna consciousness here, or what? Chanting the holy name in ecstasy. Everything you read in the guru song there is going on there. Well, of course I don't have to do deity worship. It says, the spiritual masters I just read about it. You see that? That's worshiping the deity, man. They're doing the work. You don't know. You can do it by mental, just by the mind. And that's the Lord say, hey man, here's you get the same ecstasy and even more. I don't think those persons worshiping the deity and giving them gorgeous foods and decorations or feeling. I bet 99% of them are not feeling what's happening when I or Lalita Ganga is reading these verses of Govinda Lilamrita of these other devotees in Vrindavan. I don't think that. Let's see it. But if you are, that's great, because whether you do it physically or mentally, the same result is there. Ecstatic devotion, right? That's the desired result, is to relish this in ecstasy. Like people going around Govardhan Hill, man, by physically, but does a real advanced devotee doesn't have to do it. I mean, the Goswamis, they just did it, to set an example. They just, the way they were. But you don't have to. If you're a real devotee, you can read about all the pilgrimages places around there, and you're doing parikram. Why? Because the same result comes, and usually more for a devotee who just reads about it, if they're a devotee with real devotion awakened in their heart, because ecstasy awakens in them, and they cry and laugh and all these things, just reading about going. But there's I think most going on pilgrimage, they're not crying going around that hill or going to the pilgrimage places, but a devotee reading about it in ecstasy is getting the result. Oh, how easy the Lord has made it for real devotees. So, hey man, why don't you want to become a real devotee by being around real devotees? That's the secret. Bhakti is born of bhakti. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Bhakti is born of bhakti, man. Person with bhakti bursts bhakti in you. That is the essence of Krishna consciousness. That is the way. That is the truth. And that is the life. You got it all in one vigraha. The bona fide spiritual master. The bona fide devotee who has realized God like that. Yeah, this is great, man. So I don't know if I can do any more. My voice, okay, I'm going to try a little bit. So there are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties, which can be learned after many years of studying their various divisions. This is where most Vaishnavas are now. See, most Vaishnavas are in Vaidhi Bhakti, and they're doing this. They're studying the Bhagavatam, and they're studying. They're doing prescribed duties. And there are many varieties of scriptures. There are people in different faiths. There's the Vaishnavas, and then there's the Muslims, and then there's the Christians. See, and there are many different prescribed duties. See, which can be learned only after many years of study in their divisions. See, so they're Jewish people too. So, and they're studying these things, and they're trying to get them right. They're trying, in Vaishnavism, what we're dealing with mostly here is they're trying to learn how to become Brahmins, and they're studying the Vedas and all the duties of Varna Ashram, and they're spending their whole lives doing it and still doing it. See, now Bhagavatam begins where you realize at some point, like, my God, do I want to die just trying to get all these external duties right? I could spend my whole life trying to perfect them, trying to perfect being a perfect Brahmin. See? Now, if you hear from a real devotee who understands Bhagavatam, and you want to progress through that, you just listen to them, and they point this out. You see, I'm pointing it out where you are there. Many of you Vaidhi Bhaktas, many of your gurus, many of your followers have been doing this for years, trying to perfect your Varnashram Dharma and follow all the external rules of worship. Hey, you come here and we'll say, hey man, you can go deeper, because the Bhagavatam that you didn't see this is actually there. But you have to hear it from a devotee Bhagavat, just like the scriptures say, by regular classes in Bhagavatam. See? By a pure devotee. You were thinking, oh, yes, I'm that. By regular classes from me. You're thinking you were that, but you can't prove it, that you can bring your consciousness of your dependents and disciples to a deeper level like we do to understand the real Bhagavatam. You're still going over Varnashram Dharma, man. You're still teaching people all these duties that they're keeping them to spend their whole lives doing superficial worship of Krishna. You can't bring them deeper. And therefore you just tell them, oh, well, you want prema after many lifetimes. You can't bring them deeper practically. But a real Vedantist that gets Vedanta from Bhakti can bring people. They call their attention to the deeper truths of the Bhagavatam, the confidential truth of this Bhagavatam. Call your attention to it, and then you can understand it. Only the Father knows the Son. Only the Son knows the Father, and the Son can reveal the true nature of the Father to whom he chooses. Okay? You got to hear from the devotee. That's Bhagavatam. That's Caitanya Lila. That's Bhagavad-Gita. Arjuna, oh, my ears are being poured forth of all kinds of nectar coming into my ears. Just speak on, speak on, speak on. You're my Guru Dev, man. You are authorized. You are Krishna. And a devotee is used by that same Krishna to speak nectar into the ears, to awaken the sleeping souls of this world who come to the point of submissive hearing. That's simple, man. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence. Select the essence. Essence. Select essence. Select essence. See, the essence. Are you been getting the essence out there of any of the scriptures? Many Christians even, they go into like a little bit half Jesus and half rules and regulations, and Moses, they got Moses and Jesus mixed in. See, Vaishnavas are not even at that point. They got all in the rules, man. Some are trying to mix in Raganuga Bhakti and the rules. You notice that? I was in the Rayamraj group. They're mixing in the Raganuga with the Vaidhi, but they have very little Raganuga and mostly Vaidhi, so they really emphasize the rules. Can you really do straight Raganuga? Oh, well, you really can't. Well, you really can because we do. Yes, how attracted are you to the name of Krishna? That's all you need, man. All you need to do is chant the name and these pastimes in ecstasy. That's the only path you need. I completely satisfy the Lord doing that. He gets no other real deep satisfaction from anything else but that ecstatic worship. That's his pleasure you're seeing, man. This is, that's his pleasure I'm seeing. And I'm very happy with that. Hey, man, have your way in this temple room here. In this body here, have your way and enjoy to the max, man. I have faith in you that your pleasure is gonna inundate this world with the truth of Radha and Krishna. And show people what real wealth is. See, select the essence. That's what we're doing. We select the essence of the scriptures. The essence of the scriptures of the Bhagavatam is sit your buttocks in front of a real devotee who has real bhakti and has ascertained the real deep truth and just listen to them. That is the essence of Bhagavad-Gita. Arjuna did that and attained empowerment. Maharaj Parikshit did that and attained empowerment. And all the Vaishnavas in Caitanya Lila did that. Those 11 persons in Jesus Lila, Jesus Christ Lila, did that and became saints. You are clean by the word I have spoken to you. See? Jesus said. See? And therefore the Holy Spirit. See, this spiritual potency awakened. Hello. Therefore, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good. See, for the good of all beings. All beings, Christians too. Christians too, like you. Yeah. And Muslims. And Vaishnavas. Good of all beings. And people that are not even religious. For your good also. The truth is relevant to all when you hear it from the right source in the right place. Relevant at all. Highest truth is reality. Bhagavatam verse, second verse, first canto. Highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Not just for sannyasis, not just for their followers, not just for Vaishnavas, but the truth is relevant for all. Because God is in everyone's heart, isn't he? That's our real Father. That's our real intimate friend. That's our real benefactor. God, Krishna, Christ, Allah. Everybody I think we're all on the same page with that. God is our benefactor. We just know him a little bit differently, but it's the same God. He is our wealth, isn't he? Those who are really into the Lord. He's our inspiration. See? And those who are his mouthpiece. Those who have that relationship. They love to inspire others. They get the quality of encourager. They can encourage others to go deeper also. Inspire others. Hey, the Lord inspires them and they help inspire others. Hey there. See, for the essence of all these, explain it for the good of all living beings. See, all living beings. By such instruction, their hearts may be fully satisfied. See, why? Because the secret is the Lord is in the heart of everybody. And he loves the truth. But we may not know that because our soul is misdirected in this world. We have a relationship with this Lord in the heart, but we've forgotten it. That's why the spiritual master, the teacher, the minister, they come to redirect us into the right channel, man, back to the source. See? So when you hear from a real devotee who has realized God, man, that their Vedanta, their truth, comes from experiencing of loving worship of that source. That means their spiritual body is awakened, see? And they have a relationship with the source, their God, and you listen to them, your heart will be satisfied. You will feel, wow, this is amazing. This is what I was looking for. Okay? But not everybody reacts like that because a lot of people are externally oriented. They're looking outside, and therefore they're not even in touch with their hearts. Not even in touch with their hearts. And that, if there's any call for sadness, that's sad. So anyway, we do the best we can, and for those who are willing to listen to this kind of teaching, they can progress through it very fast and very easily. It's a great opportunity during this time here. Okay? So all blessings upon you, Sutta Goswami. You know for what the purpose the personality of Godhead appeared in the womb of Devaki as a son of Vasudeva. See, So anyway, so the Lord comes here and he does different things. But usually it's all to what? He works for the welfare of others. He comes as Krishna and Radha. He comes as Lord Chaitanya. He comes as Shiva. And it's always to benefit the living beings and help them progress on their understanding and getting closer to him. Getting closer to an awakened relationship with him. A transcendental relationship with the Lord. That's the purpose of the Lord. And he does it, and he also does it to teach by example. And and the main thing is this incarnation, Lord Chaitanya came to teach by example. Oh, by the way, this is how you get your relationship awakened. First, you see a devotee worshiping Krishna, God, in ecstasy and intimacy. And you hear the knowledge that they have. See, that's the purpose. The Lord came to relish mellows, to power up that relationship and teach, oh, look, when you do worship the Lord like this, it's so wonderful, it's so amazing. I even like to do it. And look, all this revelation comes, and look, these people, they became my followers, and I've inspired them to write books and all that because they do what I do. They also worship Krishna, like I'm setting the example, worshiping Krishna in ecstasy. And look at all the knowledge that comes from the essence of truth comes from that. Oh, wow, they're redirecting everybody into the right channel, quickly attaining Godhead. See, that's the purpose. You know, you want to know the purpose that Krishna comes and Lord Chaitanya comes? You have to hear that purpose from a person who the purpose has actually been revealed. A lot of people, they say, oh, of course I know why Lord Chaitanya came and why Krishna came. Why? Oh, to give Varnashram Dharma, because that's what their guru says. You know? Or, I don't know. Well, he's God. Why? How can I know? Well, you could know and need to know so you can be on target. We need to be on the target that God is targeted. You know, got to come into harmonize with that target. O Sutta Goswami, we are very eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and his incarnations. That's the qualification for Raganuga, Bhakti, which leads very quickly to spontaneous devotion. Eagerness. Are you eager to hear from the devotees? Are you eager to worship like they worship? See? If you are, then you'll want to hear. You won't be like some fools in this Sangha here who say, sometimes I come to you, I'm already with Krishna. I'm already with these fools, man. We got a couple right around here. You know? Fool, I'm with Krishna. Sometimes I come to class. You're not friggin' eager. You are covered by Maya, illusion. Why, you're not eager? You got to be like River Yamuna. She's eager to hear this. And Karuna, man. And Lilita Ganga. And anybody here say, well, yeah, I come to a class here and there. You know, I don't need to because it's all Krishna through me, coming through me. Oh, I'm as good as my guru now. And so are you guys. See, that's called bullshit. That's called illusion. That is not the mentality of a devotee, of a progressive Vaishnava. That's a person who is being covered over because of stupidity and not listening to the guru, committing guru aparad, Vaishnava aparad. See? So that's why, you know, some people do that. It's a lesson for everybody. See? You got this eagerness, you got to prove it, man. Are you coming here every day? Are you listening to the classes? Are you chanting the holy name, man? Are you in ecstasy? You know, if you say, well, I'm already in ecstasy, but I don't need to come to your classes. Or, oh, yeah, okay, well, hey, man, you're just fooling yourself and fooling anybody else stupid enough to even listen to you. So, O Sutta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and his incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas, for one is uplifted by both speaking them and by hearing them. Okay? So that what you need is the real teachings, not a checklist. Say, hey man, this is the teachings of the previous acharyas. Follow a guru that's studied well. No, the teachings of the previous acharyas are very direct. It's self-evident in the book, man. Listen to a guru who is absorbed in devotional mellows, man. Learn from them. We are eager to learn about the person and his incarnations. Please explain to us. See, you go to a person like that to hear. Otherwise, you'll hear about a checklist, man. That's why there's no empowerment. You don't see the real empowerment in Vaishnavism. People are going not by the book, man, but by checklists, juggled words, juggled philosophy. You see, there's power here. People wake up. People get ecstatic devotion. Why? Because I'm telling you what the previous acharyas really teach. Yes or no? Nobody's here. Answer it in your mind. See? Please explain to us those teachings imparted by the previous masters. How do you know you're getting these teachings from the previous acharyas? Well, you know who knows? Krishna in your heart. If you're sitting in a class and the guru is giving it, and you go, when is prasadam? Or even the guru is thinking, oh man, when is my duty over? Okay? That's how you know. Check your own heart, guru or their blind guru or blind follower. Check your own heart. If you're inspired both ways, then maybe you're not blind. Okay? Please explain to us those teachings imparted by the previous masters. If they're the real teachings, the heart of that person, the speaker, and the listener will both be uplifted, like it says here. For one is uplifted by speaking them and by hearing them. Uplifted. See? Lifted up out of what? The water of illusion, man, like Varaha. Grabbed that earth and lifted her out of that water of devastation. Devastation is this Maya. You need to be lifted by the real teachings of the acharyas that the real acharya preaches. Because they're a real acharya, man, a real devotee Bhagavat. Like the book Bhagavat composed by real acharyas. Now that is a real line, potent, powerful, to deliver the souls of this world. That's how it's done when it's being done. Glowworms cannot do this work. This is why all the truths come to bear when a real acharya is here. A real acharya is self-evident, self-effulgent. You know when a real acharya is here. You can feel it in your heart. You feel, my God, this person is being used by Krishna to do the needful work. Oh, no, I think I gotta plug in here. This is interesting, isn't it? This is fun. Yeah, it's intense, but hey, man, 61%. Okay, we're doing all right. All right, this I can do now is, here, I'm going to go on pause for a second here. All right, now we're back. Uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them. So that's, you can check your own heart. Am I being uplifted by the speaker? Really uplifted, man. Am I being inspired? Hey, just check your own heart, man. So, living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear itself. Okay? Even unconsciously. See? So you chant unconsciously when a person chants the names of Krishna or even Bhagavatam or anything. Like people might be listening to this class on Bigelow. And they're not really, most of them are not on the spiritual path maybe, or, or they don't know about Vaishnavism, but they hear the names of God. They hear the name, and they're free. They can be freed just because it reverberates in the mind. Lord Chaitanya went out and chanted, and Haridas said, yeah, even the trees are liberated because they're hearing the holy name, and it's echoing from the tree. There's an echo that comes from the tree, because if the sound hits it, it bounces off. Yeah, they're liberated. They're chanting. You hear the echoes from the trees. So the Lord did that. There's so much benefit from a devotee who comes. That's why, see, Sarvabhauma taught it's the duty of a Vaishnava to roam around. See, because the world is blessed by their vibration and by their emanation. See, a devotee who worships the Lord in ecstasy purifies the whole atmosphere of a city. This whole, like Nottingham, when you see a devotee ecstatically worshiping the Lord, their whole city that they're in is purified. It goes out 800 miles in circumference, man. That's what the scriptures say. So very necessary. So devotees usually have a bit of a restless nature. They're always moving around because Krishna, he's restless, and they're a bit restless, and they move around and spread the mercy. Okay? Just like, the coronavirus, they don't want people to move around. They want them to stay put because the virus spreads by moving around. Well, the virus of devotion, it spreads by moving around also. But that's a good thing to catch. You need to catch this. Yeah, need to catch this. It's important to catch this. Save your life. See, the coronavirus, it may kill you, but this virus of devotion will liberate you. Same principle, but a different thing, different result. So, O Sutta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them. Hey, that's what it's about. Hey, sanctify those who... See, whereas the waters of the Ganges can sanctify after a prolonged use. And Krishna quoted the same type of verse. Krishna said to Kura, and goes to Uddhava or any ecstatic devotees, those who have attained the platform of devotion to Krishna, intimacy with Krishna, are in this category here, man. The saints purify just by being seen. This is what Krishna said. Krishna said, saints, 10th canto, saints are purified just by being seen, whereas the waters of the Ganges and my temple deity and all the other paraphernalia and the dhams purify after a long time. But saints of your caliber purify just by being seen, much less heard from, or touched, or associated with. This is very powerful. Who there, desiring deliverance from the vices of the age of quarrel, who is not willing to hear the virtuous glories of the Lord? See? So that's what it's about. See, but most people don't know the value of that. So that's why the devotees, they roam around teaching. Because if you want to be free of sin, sin, hey, how about this? Forget about the word sin. How about suffering? How about misery? Misery is caused by sin. Suffering is caused by sin. You want to be free? Just come and hear from devotees who are ecstatic, who are purified by their worship of the Lord in this intimacy and ecstasy. See, completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. What does that mean, completely taken shelter? It means that's their shelter, man. Their shelter is how Govardhan was You see, Krishna held up Govardhan, man, and protected the residents from the Maya storm of Indra. Okay? That's the shelter, the lotus feet of the Lord are the devotees of the Lord. Govardhan is a devotee. Govardhan is the pastimes of the Lord. Govardhan is the intimate devotees. That's the path that the real devotees take. That's the path I've taken, man. That is my shelter. That is my buckler. That is my sword. That is my inspiration. That is my happiness. That is my intimacy I get. And that is, all devotees are like this. And that's the path we teach. You come here, you'll learn, you'll see how powerful such a path is. And you can look, wow, man, I've been doing this Vaidhi Bhakti for 40 years like Janaki. And look at this guy. He's not even thinking about the rules, but man, does he look protected. My God, just looking at him, I feel protected. Just hearing from him, I feel protected. I think that's all I need too, is just to be like a Maharaj Parikshit and hear from such a devotee. Hey, you've been around a long time, man. That's great. Nowhere to go, huh? So you want to be delivered from the vices of this age, man? A lot of people don't even know their vices. The vices, man, the habits, wallowing in the illusion, man. Illusioned here, illusioned there. Unhappy, miserable. Hey there. Oh. Yeah. It's look at all this stuff going on here. So everything practically in this world causes some level of misery. You want to be free of that? Hear from the devotees. Hear about the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hear about the philosophy. Hear about the path. Hear about everything about this. Okay? And you'll be delivered from it. Okay? All the vices will be free, set free. So his transcendental acts are magnificent and gracious, and learned sages like Narada sing of them. Please therefore speak to us, who are eager to hear about the adventures he performs in his various incarnations. They're like adventures, man, and we can participate in those adventures. Okay? So I'll end here because I'm going to rest the voice a little bit. Thank you very much, everybody, and we'll be back, and I'm sure somebody else will go live here. I bet River Yamuna is all set up there, and maybe Govinda. So, man, just do whatever you're inspired to do. Thank you very much, Bigelows.